Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
Welcome to the highly anticipated second season of Caribbean Medical TV, the first and only medical TV series that showcases the Caribbean and the emerging issues on all health and wellness forums in our region. Like season 1, the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional doctors and medical experts forged the basis of the show. This season, we take the first groundbreaking original show even further. This series aims to empower our
You can't escape if you're running. Then you have no choice but to choose God's plan. What won't bend you won't break you, and He'll never forsake you. So you look up to the hills.
On Grenada, it's 26 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. Welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Tuesday, the 9th day of May. Wow. May's already here and, it's going to be gone soon. Yeah, I hope you had a good night, a good night's rest, and that you're up and ready to face the challenges of this brand new work day. Nice. Okay, let's get into the meat of the matter. We don't want to run out of time this morning. And, right, Lydia Cameron has beaten everyone to it this morning. Good morning, Innocent, and the good people of this great island. And Catherine Phillip, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent. Blessed day. Stay safe. All right, yeah, I think we'll start giving prizes for the first respondent on our Facebook and WhatsApp platforms. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let's get into the program. Let's get with the program. And this morning, a word of the day is the word deepfake. Deepfake. It is a noun. And deepfake refers to an image or recording that has been convincingly altered or manipulated to misrepresent someone as doing or saying something that was not actually done or said. Yeah. Again, D-E-E-P-F-A-K-E, deepfake. It refers to an image or recording that has been convincingly altered or manipulated to misrepresent someone as saying or doing something that was not actually done or said. Here's how we can use this word. The leaked video incriminating the school's dean was discovered to be a deepfake. Yeah. Nice. Let's run into the thought of the day. And today it says, a man is not finished when he is defeated. He is finished when he quits. Nice. I love this one. Good morning, my good friend Nadisha out there in Cafe. I saw an accident in your vicinity yesterday. I hope you're safe, right? Good. A man is not finished when he is defeated. He is finished when he quits, when he stopped trying. Nice. What's buzzing this morning? Well, you know the GBN's King of the Grill together with Maggie. It's on Saturday the 29th of July. It's all happening at the Monrouge playing field. It starts from 12 noon. It's gonna be a fun day. Fun, food, music. Understand that the Bashilaka in Carrier on Friday was overwhelmingly supported. Wow. Good morning, Caitlin, and the rest of the team that made it happen. Yeah, good morning, yeah. Also buzzing this morning, the resources and manpower of the fire department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. They were put to the test over the weekend as fire tenders rushed to contain fires at various locations. Well, you know the GBN, we will be there, right? The news desk engaged Sergeant Adrian Panchu of the fire department. And he gave us some information, you know. Remember, there's the no burn policy in place, all right? It was also a very busy weekend for the traffic department, right? With multiple injuries recorded and quite a few persons were hospitalized as a result of vehicular accidents. A lot of accidents. I really don't know, you know. I don't know what's happening. You know, so many accidents and some of them are freaky. You know, I saw one on the carnage yesterday and I'm like, what? On the carnage, I mean, Papi is a vehicle you have, not a boat, you know. It's a motor vehicle. Oh my goodness. Come on. I mean, accidents do occur, right? But I think we I don't know where we're missing it. You know, we also sensitive things, you know. Driving is a very sensitive thing. It's a life or death thing. We ought to be driving with due care and attention. Now, it's okay to drive fast once you're within the speed limits of the various locations. All right? There's a difference between driving fast and driving reckless, okay? You've got to learn the difference. I'm not necessarily a slow driver. I drive fast at times, but I'm safe, you know? I'm not reckless. There's a difference, man. Come on. All right, also buzzing, the undefeated three-time member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest, the Honorable Delma Thomas, has resigned from the New National Party with immediate effect. Some folks say they saw that coming. Yeah. I will plead the fifth on this. All right, okay. Also buzzing this morning, the recent death of a senior citizen in Carriacou has resulted in the discontinuation of robbery with violence charges preferred against two young men in a matter that dates back to September 2016. Get away. Okay. And having said that, what's the situation with the gentleman that was, you know, the suspect in that murder case in Carriacou? Has he been found as yet? Hopefully during the conversation this morning, someone will call and let us know. The government is setting a foundation to ensure that students have the education system more well-rounded, or to leave the education system more well-rounded. I love this. I applaud this. Yeah. All right, and that is through the resumption of skills training in the schools, all right? Skills training will no longer be a thing of the past for primary school students, as it will be reintroduced in the near future. The Honorable David Andrew, the Minister for Education, disclosed that last Friday. So those are the stories that are buzzing this morning. This morning we have a guest, and as soon as we, you know, get through that conversation, we will be opening the lines as usual. Yeah, and we will hear from you. I hope to hear what's happening in Carriacou with that suspect on the run. Edwin Clark says, morning from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Hey, Brampton, I used to go there and shop, man. Yeah. It's a nice little city just on the outskirts of Ontario there. Chip stuff. Veronica Sandy, good morning, Gordon Innocent Joseph, and good morning, GBN, Grenada. Everyone, blessed day to everyone. Blessed day to you too, Veronica. Nice. Okay, folks, it's now 18 minutes on to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, workers. Impress the boss today. Be a few minutes early. You should be entering the workplace just about now if you haven't done so as yet, all right? Yeah, it's important to be punctual. Lateness is a sign of disrespect, huh? I always say that. Yeah, you have no respect for other people's time. Zephyrin McLeod, good morning, bro. How you doing? You come to Grenada, I didn't see you. And it's becoming habitual. All right, we have to fix this, okay? Good, nice. Give Donnie my regards, all right? Lovely, lovely, lovely. The folks inside of Beauregard at Budge Grove area, good morning. All right, good morning to you. I was not up there yet, but boy, if I was, that was end of me. Yeah, Nadisha is claiming the accident that occurred yesterday in the cafe area in Croshow area up there. That's usually her business spot, yeah? I'm happy you weren't there. So, folks, what we do, we take that break from this segment. We head into the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. And, yeah, we come back with the conversation. Like I said, we have a guest, and we'll get through that. And we'll be getting into our usual conversation. Zephyrin is going to be back in... Hey, bungs up, papi. Yeah, look forward to us having a fruity, a smoothie. Okay, folks, this is where we take the break. We head into the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Stick and stay with us. We're with you.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. The undefeated three-time Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest, Delma Thomas, has resigned from the new National Party with immediate effect. Nisha Paul reports.
In a news release today, opposition MP Delma Thomas said, and I quote, "After prolonged considerations and discussion with the leaders of the constituency group of St. Andrew Northwest, I have tendered my resignation. I have handed my letter of resignation to the chairman of the NNP, Mr. Oliver Joseph. My continuation as a member of the party had become untenable following my many attempts to promote the democratization of the organization and the consequent orchestrated backlash from an extremely small section of the party's leadership. My attempts to properly represent the people of St. Andrew Northwest from within the organization has consequently been also frustrated. I will remain a member of Parliament and, through the grace of God, intend to continue serving the people for this entire parliamentary term. I will also remain committed to the principles of good governance, truth, and solidarity. In short order, I will speak extensively on matters of politics, governance, and representation. I hereby ask my people, especially those in St. Andrew Northwest, to continue to hold me in their prayers." End of quote. In a release today, the new National Party also confirmed Honorable Delma Thomas' resignation from the party. The new National Party thanked MP Thomas for her service to the party over the years and wished her the best in her future undertakings. The release also went on to state that their concentration as a party at this time remains the continued reorganization of the party's structures throughout the country, while also being focused on the many challenges confronting the people of Grenada. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
The resources and manpower of the fire department of the Royal Grenada Police Force were put to the test over the weekend as fire tenders rushed to contain fires at various locations. GBN's news desk engaged Sergeant Adrian Pantru of the fire department.
3 fires on the same day at different locations and within hours of each other tested the capacity of the fire department. The quick response of officers attached to the fire department of the Royal Grenada Police Force saved the life of a male who was at home when his Cafe St. George home became engulfed in flames on Saturday.
On Saturday, sometime after around 2:30, we got a call of a structural fire in Cafe in St. George. I led a crew which responded, and on arrival there was a 2-story concrete structure which was engulfed in flames. Luckily, we were able to rescue a male occupant who was still in the house at the point in time. He was subsequently taken to the general hospital, and based on information, he's still there under observation. Relative to the cause of that fire, investigation has been conducted. However, a conclusive cause has not been identified as yet. And there's 3 occupants in that house. So it's the husband, his wife, and daughter. At the point in time, the husband was the only person at home. And when we got there, he was still inside. And as I stated, 2 of my personnel were able to go in, get him, and bring him out to safety.
According to Sergeant Panchu, around 5 p.m., officers at the Grenville Police Station responded to a fire in the Ford area. This, he said, required additional assistance.
Fire occurred sometime around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We had persons from the Grenville Fire Station responding and then requesting assistance. So we had our crew from the Sutters Fire Station also coming down, and we also got cooperation and assistance from the persons from Kenco who came with a tanker and assisted with that fire. Additionally, yesterday afternoon, just around the time that we had that fire at Ford, our men here at Fire Headquarters were responding to a bushfire at Lamode. When we got the first call sometime around 17:15 or 5:15, we got a call for a vehicular fire at Cemetery Hill. The crew responded, and while at that scene, we got another call for a vehicular fire at Grand Mall. Those 2 fires were also dealt with as it relates to cause. The investigation into those fires have not been conducted as yet.
Grenadians are reminded that presently there is a no-burn policy in place. The Ministry of Agriculture has stopped the issuance of licenses for burning, and persons found in default can be held liable and face possible consequences.
So some of these bushfires, in a lot of instances, when we get to those areas, you can identify that someone started the fire. The difficulty is getting who started the fire. In some cases, persons started doing some cleaning up work as it relates to, in some cases, cultivation and building. So at this point in time, what we intend to do is revisit those scenes at some point in time in the future to try to elicit information as to who might have possibly started those fires, and there is a possibility that court action will be taken against these persons.
Overall, 12 fires were reported over the weekend: 6 bush fires, 2 rubbish fires, 2 vehicular fires, 1 dwelling house fire, and 1 warehouse fire, which officers are still trying to put out. Christina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, the family of the man rescued from Saturday's house fire at Cafe is extending a heartfelt thank you to the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force for their prompt response and rescue on Saturday.
Thank God our fire services acted, and whoever is doing the report, if you can get that in, please let them know that the family is very grateful for the prompt and just remarkable service of the fire services. The firemen were on point. They responded quickly. From our estimation, we don't know who called, but whoever called, when the fire started, they came. When we checked the time spaces, they responded quickly, and we give God thanks for them. Throughout the process of investigating and everything, We encountered some very professional men. They are handling their business with excellence. And please get it in the report that the family is very grateful to the fire services and to the neighboring public.
That was Mrs. Amanda Harford Bartholomew. Although 3 people occupy the home, only one was at home at the time of the fire. He was taken to the general hospital where he's still warded. The relative provided an update on his status.
Burns that George has, it's just from smoke inhalation that he has to go through the process of clearing his lungs and getting all of these harmful gases out of his system and so on. He does have his eyes are burning from the smoke and irritated. So yesterday he was using them fine, but this morning when I got there, he had them closed. They're running. It's good that it's running water and cleansing itself. Also, in my estimation, is 70% intact. They can actually power wash the area that is bad and actually live in the house while the repairs is going on. So it's not a total loss.
According to reports, the home is still habitable. The main structure was damaged by the fire and 2 smaller wooden structures were totally destroyed.
Also, in my estimation, is 70% intact. They can actually power wash the area that is bad and actually live in the house while the repairs is going on. So it's not a total loss. The fire looks bad because there were 2 wooden buildings. One was a storage for his wife's business, the restaurant, and the other one for his farm with his bananas. So those 2 wooden buildings they totally gone, and that is what manifested all of that smoke and fire mostly. But the master bedroom, also the kitchen, the dining room, those are the areas that you can see is really lost. The living room is intact, just a lot of water damage, some of the furniture gone. But
it was a robbery matter that arose in Carriacou quite some time ago. The virtual complainant, unfortunately, is now deceased, so we are going to terminate the prosecution in that matter.
That was Crown Counsel in the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, Howard Pinnock, who confirmed the nullification of the charges that were brought against Erasto and Isaiah Simmons, ages 42 and 45, respectively, by 73-year-old businessman Moulton Fleury. On September 25, 2016, the now-deceased Fleury alleged that he was attacked and robbed of $900 EC at gunpoint by 2 masked men in the Thibault area of Carriacou around 7 a.m. The incident reportedly occurred as the businessman, who was engaged in delivering soft drinks, cooking gas, animal feed, and other items, made his way to do drop-offs in the Mount Pleasant area. Reports at that time were that one of the attackers wielded a cutlass and the other a gun. Fleury, who claimed to have known one of the Simmons brothers for about 8 years, told police investigators at the time that he recognized one of the assailants who attacked him as he slowed down his truck as he approached a puddle of water. A piece of wood about 4 feet long with over 20 4-inch nails in it was recovered in the area where the alleged incident occurred. The men were represented in court by attorney Jerry Edwin.
They had admitted no role in this matter, and they were looking forward to a trial. However, in its wisdom, the Director of Public Prosecution's Office has nolly-prossed, that is, they've discontinued the case against the Simmons brothers because of the death of the virtual complainant in this case. So there was no complainant, and often when you see that in a criminal case, the prosecution will sometimes opt, as they did here, for the matter to be discontinued. So that case is finished.
The matter concluded when the Simmons brothers appeared before Justice Paula Guilford at the St. George's No. 1 High Court last Thursday. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Grenada is setting a foundation to ensure the students leave the education system more well-rounded. Sherry Ann Blackman-Stephen tells us more.
Government will launch its TVET program that reintroduces skills training in primary schools on Tuesday morning at the Woburn Methodist School. This is just one of several initiatives intended to enhance the quality of education provided for students in Grenada. Education Minister David Andrew made the announcement during the recent sitting of the Senate as he revealed plans to make education mandatory up to the age of 18 and to expand the capacity of the tertiary institutions in the country.
We are putting things in place to do two things. One, to legislate that education be made mandatory till age 18. Rather than leaving school at 16, 15, turning 16, and going on the breadline and saying, I want to work on creating further problem for programs like the Imani program, we are going to give them these additional 2 years, mandatorily. That's currently being looked into, to give them that opportunity to get further skill to address many of the skills gaps.
He also disclosed government's intention to fulfill its promise to make education free of cost for students, including the TMRSU Community College.
We are already doing the preparatory work to make sure that TAMCC tuition fees are no longer something that our students and their parents will have to find come September 2022. Give some table number for that. 2023, yeah. So my staff, they're working currently to do all the behind-the-scene numerical figures and calculations with TAMCC, setting up a framework to ensure that who registers and who duly gets into coming out of secondary school, that we have a mechanism to do the transfer of payments and all of that.
Government is also working towards reintroducing history into the school's curriculum for the upper primary students and lower secondary students. Civics will also be reintroduced.
So the material will be ready. There are training seminars planned for the Summer Institute that we're going to have in July during the break to prepare our teachers to use the material.
In addition, Minister Andrew announced more scholarship opportunities for students in collaboration with Dr. Randy Glean, a professor of Grenadian descent who is associated with Illinois University.
He is organizing a visit of several of his high-powered university team members, some of them presidents and all of that, to visit Grenada in June 2023 to scout and to share of the opportunities and to discuss potential collaborations with about 6 or 7 universities in the United States and Canada with whom we can have collaborations.
Cherry and Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Grenada's Office of Creative Affairs has announced the first ever National Cultural and Creative Industries Conference. It's called Unleash. Unleash will be held from May the 10th to the 12th, 2023 at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resorts Convention Center. The conference aims to initiate dialogue about the development of Grenada's creative industries by bringing together key stakeholders to discuss ways to enhance these industries and promote sustainable economic growth. The creative industries have the potential to make significant contributions to Grenada's economy, and the government of Grenada recognizes this potential and has taken a proactive step to prioritize its development. Unleash is a step towards this goal, seeking to begin the discussion and conceptualize how Grenada can take advantage of this opportunity. Participants at Unleash will include artists and designers, cultural practitioners, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and academics. The conference will focus on exploring the current state of Grenada's creative industries, identifying the challenges and opportunities that exist, and discussing potential solutions to address these issues. Advisor and Special Envoy for ICT and the Creative Economy in the Ministry of Economic Development and Planning, Mr. Orlando Romaine, said activities will include speeches and panel discussions, workshops, and networking opportunities. Preparations continue for Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence on February 7th, 2024. The National Celebrations Committee has launched its 50th anniversary of independence logo design competition and is inviting Grenadian graphic designers to participate. The selected design will be commissioned by the National Celebrations Committee to be used on billboards, T-shirts, Commemorative flags and other memorabilia designs should reflect Grenada's Golden Jubilee year, showing the use of the vibrant colors and should be easily adaptable to various sizes. All entries should be submitted to the email address ncc@gov.gd. That's N as in no, C as in cat, C as in cat, @gov.gd. And no later than midnight on Friday, June the 23rd, 2023. And such a beautiful sight to behold at the end of the GBN Eyesore lens. Let's take a look.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Our citizen journalist tonight is proudly displaying some purple and red orchids captured at Margaret's Hillside Garden at Upper St. John St. Andrew. Purple orchids are often seen as symbols of royalty and wealth. They can also be used to express admiration, respect, or dignity. As with most red blooms, red orchids are associated with desire, passion, and love. They can be given as a way to say I love you or to express deep affection. Red orchids can also be used to symbolize strength, courage, and respect. Orchids have been cultivated and used by humans for centuries, not just for decoration and gifting, but also for medicinal and culinary purposes. These flowers are usually pollinated by bees, wasps, and flies, but many orchids also utilize moths, butterflies, fungus gnats, or birds to cross-pollinate their flowers. We thank our citizen journalist for this beautiful and timely submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Sisson's WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Treat your mom for Mother's Day. At Southern Electrical, we're having a sale from the 8th to the 12th of May on both kitchen appliances and home appliances. Treat your mom to blenders, waffle irons, portable ACs, microwaves, air fryers, and much, much more.
Treat mom this Mother's Day to a special concert as the Royal Grenada Police Force Band presents Mother's Night Out. Mother's Night Out celebrity concert at the Grenada Trade Center, featuring live from St. Vincent, Alston Beckett Cyrus.
You ain't nothing but a teaser.
Alston Beckett Cyrus. Beckett and Judy Boucher. Judy Boucher live, also featuring Dash and Friends. Raymond Matthew the Beast, Randy Isaac, Tamara Songbird, Samantha Dixon, Gregory McLean, Joel Hafford, and Paul Alexander. Hosted by Fatman George. Admission $75. It's Mother's Night Out, the celebrity concert. Showtime 6 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Treat mom this Mother's Day. Stay tuned for more details. Treat mom this Mother's Day.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
Welcome to the highly anticipated second season of Caribbean Medical TV, the first and only medical TV series that showcases the Caribbean and the emerging issues on all health and wellness forums in our region. Like season 1, the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional doctors and medical experts forged the basis of the show. This season, we take the first groundbreaking original show even further. This series aims to empower our people with knowledge, from ways of detecting to ways of healing ourselves, protecting citizens with chronic diseases from COVID-19, while showing how they can manage their conditions effectively and safely receive needed health care while preserving what constitutes the very core of our Caribbean culture, its predilection for flavor, spirit, and rhythm. This is truly a holistic wellness agenda for our Caribbean people.
Viewers and listeners, welcome to the conversation. As I hinted to you earlier, we have a very busy morning here this morning, and good, right. I've got with me my first guest on the conversation, Mr. Raymond Lockiby, and he is attached to the Ariza Credit Union, and I hope he doesn't mention the fact that we are schoolmates, all right? Okay. Yeah, I hope he doesn't, but yes, we are, and it's indeed a pleasure to have you, Mr. Lockiby.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here as well,
right,
Mr. Gordon.
Right, Mr. Gordon. What name you used to call me in Magdalene College?
I wouldn't let them know.
Tom Sledge.
Tom Sledge.
Good. All right. This morning, though, we are in a professional capacity. You do, I do mine, and you're representing Ariza this morning. How is Ariza? name change and all. And
yeah. 2016, the change of the rebranding, if I may, and that has been going very well as far as I have been informed. I have not been long with them, but based on my short experience, I can see that it is a very rewarding one so far.
Yeah.
Very, very rewarding.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've noticed, as a matter of fact, in a different capacity when I was attached with the Department of Cooperatives, the cooperative movement will eventually replace what we call the so-called banks. That I am just waiting for the time when they really bring up all the financial activities up to scratch, like getting them attached to the clearinghouse facility and so forth, so that we can check something.
So on as well.
And then, because really and truly the credit union movement is really the direction to go, especially for an economy of our size, where everybody knows everybody and so forth. And the sole purpose of the credit union, people helping people.
Yes, and it's member focus.
That's
really member focus.
Yeah, so at least that's how it should be. Not all the time we get it that way.
Well, you would find like little deviation here and there and so on, but generally, it's member focus, and the whole intention is to ensure that the members are at a better place. Yes.
All right. Well, in terms of your function, right? I know when you get attached to an organization, it's high profile, and from your background, I know that you will be in compliance and all this thing like that. So, the main function, what's your main function?
Well, actually, I am the senior compliance officer. It is really to assist the credit union in ensuring that it complies with the requirements of the legislation. That compliance on a whole is where it should be as required by the regulators. Okay, because Ariza has that responsibility, as well as other financial institutions. So it is very important that we are at that, right up, even beyond what is really expected of the regulators. Okay? Who come in from time to time to examine your operations and to ensure that you're compliant with legislation. So that is really in a nutshell my responsibility. To assist in that regard.
And what would be your core focus? What are some of the things you'll be looking at to ensure that compliance is at its peak?
Well, we actually, I'm saying we because it's a team.
Yes.
There's a compliance unit, risk and compliance unit, okay? And our focus really would be on a few things: governance, to ensure that the board, roll out the proper policies, and so that record keeping, because record keeping is critical. Okay, among other things, there are a lot of other areas, but these are just two I want to touch on at this time, given our limited time and what we're really here to speak about this morning.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay. All right. Some of the things that we were looking at, the nomination and nomination forms and so forth. What is the nomination form all about?
Let me pause at this juncture. Really, yes. I believe it is important to, on behalf of the board of directors, executive managers, the other managers, and the rest of the Ariza family, to extend condolences to the GBN family on the passing of its managing director.
Yeah.
I believe that it is critical that I do this on behalf of Ariza Credit Union. Okay? Yeah. We mourn with you, and we celebrate her life with you. All right? So let me now segue into the topic at hand.
Yes, please.
We're dealing with member update. It's a member update project that Ariza has rolled out last Wednesday. We rolled out that project. And it has to do with updating members' information, right? It is critical that members' information within the credit union is updated. The law, for example, this is really twofold. We have where it is required by the Proceeds of Crime legislation and also under the Cooperative Societies Act. So Ariza has that responsibility to ensure that members' information is updated. Under the Proceeds of Crime legislation, it requires that you review and keep up to date members' information for higher risk members at least once every year.
Okay.
And then for normal to lower risk members, at least once every 3 years.
Now, before you go for that, like, for folks who do not know, what would categorize someone as a high risk
Okay,
member?
high, and I say higher risk.
Higher,
all right,
yeah.
Because that would be determined by your risk assessment of the individual. Right? And I don't want to go too much into because of time and so on. But Ariza and other institutions have a responsibility to risk rate the members, so also know how to deal with these individuals. The extent to which you would want to go to get to do certain things to ensure monitoring and the information you might want to gather on the member and all these other things. So hence the law requires for higher risk. So if you rate somebody as higher risk, based on for example, you have what one of the things that is required is let's say foreign PEPs, for example, categorized by FATF as being of a higher risk. And your risk assessment of individuals will determine what level they are placed at. So if you place them at a particular level, then you would have to take additional measures to treat with them to ensure that they are compliant and they're in line with what is required of the law or by the law, right? So that is really what is required under the legislation, that you first do a risk assessment of these customers or members I should say, because it's a credit union.
Yeah.
So members.
We're not customers.
Yes,
we're members.
Let me get that right. Members. And yes, so that you have to do that, do your risk assessment, and then after you do your risk assessment, you determine the level at which, or the profile, and so on, and then you treat with them accordingly. So let's say, for example, you have certain members, your location change, your address, right? Your address change. We're asking you to let us know. You might change job. You might want to. You might upgrade your identification documents and so on. We would like to have these things. Arrangements could be made. You can call in 440-1759. You can call in to make the arrangement, or you can come in when you come to do your normal business. We require, or we ask of you that you walk with supporting documents like your proof of address, for example, or maybe a job letter. Not maybe, a job letter if you have a change of job, okay? If your identification document has changed, sometimes you have identification documents that expire, or your feet here would change as you age.
Like me, you lose weight.
You lose weight. Things happen, yes. And so on. And so we would like to have these sort of information. Questions will be asked of you and so on by the by members, by the employees of the credit union. Nothing that you would be uncomfortable with. But I assure you that it is a statutory obligation that the credit union has. It is, because the credit union is regulated and examined by regulators. And if these things are missing, the credit union could be held accountable.
Okay.
Credit union could be charged, just criminally and also administratively. And we know that you love your credit union.
Yes,
so we do not want any fines or so to be imposed or employees being pulled before the court and so on. So your cooperation in this project and in ensuring that this project is a success is critical.
Just if I may butt in here, in addition to that, with my knowledge of the credit union movement, it is also, it is not meant to intimidate you, all right? It's all about getting to know the members the best way possible.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's a family environment.
Yes.
So
yes.
if my cousin moves from one place to another, I would want to know.
Yes.
All right. So in the event that something goes wrong, I know where to find my cousin. And I think that is the whole thrust behind it.
Exactly, Innocent. Yeah, you have it spot on. It's not about intimidation. It's not about putting additional pressure on anybody. The thrust here is to know what's going on with you in the event. You know, if we could move into the nomination, for example, the nomination form. That is another aspect we want to speak on. We have members who have accounts or assets at the credit union and you don't have a beneficiary, for example.
Right.
If something happens to you, unfortunately, you meet your demise in an untimely manner and so on, your next of kin also would have extreme difficulties in obtaining that asset
and making a claim.
Yeah. So you will have to go to the court in order to get that done. Do what is I believe is referred to as some administrative document.
Yeah.
Like that could create a major problem. It could take long because it's before the court. You understand? And the court would have to you would have to be questioned and all sorts of things. You have to get a lawyer and all this. So we're asking that you try to avoid all these things. The coming in and updating your beneficiary wouldn't take long. It's about 15 minutes, thereabout, right? You don't have to work with any document. So you come in and you say, I want to change my beneficiary from Gordon or Innocent to Lockiby.
Right.
Right? Just that you have, and the form must be signed by 2 witnesses, right? And they should not be the beneficiaries.
Okay. That's for transparency reasons.
For transparency reasons, right? So you have to do. We're asking you that you do that, please. Now that I said before is a requirement, right, under the legislation. But apart from that, it is to your benefit. It is to your benefit.
Yeah. On eventful or eventful demise, whether you call it eventful or uneventful, or unpleasant anyways, something goes wrong, you wouldn't want the persons after you to have the headache and stress and worries of having to go through the long litigation process to claim what is, what should be
rightfully theirs.
Yeah.
Yes. So put where you say these are my 2 or 3 or 4 beneficiaries, and you could give certain percentages to beneficiaries. You can say 50%, 25%, 10%, and so on to beneficiaries.
Yes.
So at the end of it all, or when your time comes and you're called home, it will be easier
it's an ease of transition
for the beneficiaries to, you would be comforted as you transition to know that the people that you really wanted to benefit are those who are actually benefiting, and not somebody who had a lot of confusion with. There are people who they are members who don't know who their beneficiaries are.
Yeah.
Because they place somebody there initially and then never bother again. They fell out of grace with that person and never came back into change. So we urging members to come in, call in, make the arrangement. Or when you come in, be prepared to treat with these matters that I mentioned earlier. You know?
Yeah. You see me laughing, and it you know, as we're talking about next of kin, a good friend of mine, a colleague, we talked together. She had up on her one of her WhatsApp status posts the last time that the person that she had as next of kin on her account saw her account and asked her to remove his name from this nonsense because it was so low. So remove my name from this nonsense.
So you mean the amount of money or the assets
It
there?
was so low that he said, please remove my name from this
But
nonsense.
whatever the amount is, I mean, the amount would vary from member to member and so on. Whatever the amount is, we do not want that people have to struggle to get $1,000 and maybe have to spend $2,000.
The legal fee is $3,000 to claim $1,000.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
The praise costs more than the funeral. As we
exactly.
Say. Let me ask this though, and this would be a critical question for folks who are listening. Someone dies, the next of kin wants to continue their account and businesses with the credit union. Is that possible? How can
they have to open an account of their own? Yes.
Okay.
And the credit union will make the arrangement to transfer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Once all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, the credit union will make the arrangement to transfer whatever the assets to the new account.
Because they are
you can continue under someone else's name.
Yeah. And they can become a new member.
Yes, you can become a new member and transfer.
And this process that you're doing, how lengthy is it? What's the length of time?
It's a very good question because update is continuous.
Okay.
Right? It started before the actual launch, right? And it's a continuous process because you won't get everybody to rush in at the same time.
Okay.
Right? We're hoping that within short order, we'll capture a great majority of the members. But it's a continuous process. And remember, the law requires for the proceeds of crime legislation require, like, for higher risk and so on, at least once every year. And then for the normal to lower risk, at least once in every 3 years. So it's a continuous process. Yeah. It does not stop really, but there's a drive at this point because we realize some members, when you become a member and you think that is it.
Right, and it's not.
No, it's not.
There's more to it. I mean, the world has become such a place where it is important to always be in touch with your members, update your members, know your members' status, and so forth. Yes, it's so important.
It's, as I said, it's a statutory obligation, and it's not only it doesn't only reside with Grenada, but it's an international requirement.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to get into all the FATF stuff and CFATF stuff, and I want to just be domiciled right here, and it's required by our legislation to have.
And the credit union movement, is it governed by GAFIN? It's under GAFIN's realm?
Yes, the credit union is under GAFIN. GAFIN is the regulator.
All right. Well, Miss Shauna Coffey says Mr. Lockiby is an excellent credit unionist. He has served in this sector for many years.
Yeah, I was a board member of a particular credit union for 2 consecutive terms.
Okay.
So I am very familiar with
this is this is not untouched territory for you.
No, not at all.
One of the things I would like to see happening, though, especially in this day and age, I would like to see, especially the credit union movement, be more frontal in terms of disseminating information out there. So I had a small conversation with Mr. Lord on his, on his transition to the helm of Ariza, and it's a conversation that we need to have. I would like to see, because I really yearn for that time when people get to fully understand what the credit union movement is about and how beneficial it is to them. And you would eventually, it will do two things, in my opinion. It would put a pressure on the governing bodies to hasten the full issuance of all the financial, leadways, so that we can get on the clearinghouse system, and you can see a checklist mark Ariza Credit Union and so forth. All the necessary arrangements, and it would let people really see that the credit union is really the way to go.
I believe that the credit union is on a good path, and I am confident that the credit union will grow from strength to strength. The credit union is a formidable force at this point within the financial landscape, and that would not deteriorate anytime soon. I believe there would only be growth in that arena. I mean, for the credit union movement.
Eventually, we will see some credit unions who do not want to, adapt. Adaptability might be a problem, and they will fall by the way. But
remember, that's where the league comes in. And that's where I don't want to say merger. But that's where coming together now comes in order to support.
We look at each other's affairs.
Be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper.
Mr. Lockiby, we've exhausted our time, but I am certain it will happen again. It will happen again as we try to spread the movement. Is there anything you thought we left off? Or?
Okay, so let me just say that the credit union can be contacted at 440-1759. That's at the head office at Grenville branch, which is on Canal Road, 438-4929, and at Carrico, which is on Church Street in Hillsborough, 443-8520. So that people can contact the different, the head office and also the different branches to make arrangement, to find out more. And I am certain, I'm confident that you will get the information so that you can make the necessary arrangement to come in and update your nomination or your beneficiaries, your nomination form, your beneficiaries, and also your customer due diligence information.
Okay.
Right? That is important.
All right. Well, Mr. Lockiby, thank you very much for dropping by and giving us this bit of information, and we look forward to more engagements in the not-too-distant future.
Thank you very much, and Ariza really welcome this opportunity to reach out to its members.
Folks, I have been speaking there with Mr. Raymond Lockiby, rather, and I should remember Raymond. And we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. We've got another guest upcoming.
A mother is really amazing and incredible. Give her an amazing spa experience at Nirvana Health Spa with our exotic cherry rose relaxing packages. Choose from our exotic cherry rose feet care package,
which includes
jelly feet soak, relaxing pedicure, feet care facial, and a glass of rose wine for only $2.40. Or entice mom with our cherry rose body care package.
This includes
full body exfoliation, hot stone back massage, facial, and a glass of rose wine for only $4.40. Or why not surprise mom with both packages? She deserves it, right? Call us on 231-6642 or 418-7115. Visit nirvana.gd for more info. Gift certificates are also available. We are located in the Regency Commercial Suites, Grand Anse Main Road, in close proximity to the Food Fair Shopping Center, Nirvana Health Spa, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. These specials go up until June 4, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Treat mom for this Mother's Day.
Hello, I am Pettifer Lewis, the Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, representing the private sector. From where I sit, I can see how volatile both the local, regional, and international economies can be as a result of financial shocks, pandemics, natural disasters, among others. Having the NIS Unemployment Benefit Program is certainly a step in the right direction. This will help to alleviate the burden that arises from unemployment. Remember that people who are employed not just support themselves, but support family members as well. The NIS Unemployment Benefit Program will play a very important role in assisting our citizens to mitigate hardships while keeping the local economy stimulated during future challenges like these. This is a very good program, very good initiative, and I support it.
Girl, the children are growing up so fast. When I leave here, I am going to take Tevin to get his MMR vaccine.
Kayla was supposed to have another appointment for that same vaccine. But Natalie, I'm not sure. On social media, they're saying that it's not safe. Plus, I can afford to miss work.
Girl, the vaccines are safe for decades. They protect our children. You got vaccinated, and I'm sure you're all right.
Yes, but these diseases aren't out now.
Grenada is open to childhood diseases from all over the world. Today, we have a choice to get our children vaccinated or not. Go get it done, girl. It won't take long.
I suppose so. Anything for my princess.
I want to be protected.
Check your doctor or the Ministry of Health to get the information on immunization against childhood diseases, including HPV and polio, and COVID-19 for elderly persons and persons living with non-communicable diseases.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. And as I hinted to you earlier, it's going to be a busy morning, relatively. I've got with me in the studio Mr. Llewelyn Duncan. He is the big man at Southern Electricl. Good morning, boss.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I can see that. I can see that. How is Southern Electricl doing?
Well, we're doing very well. Busy period.
Really?
Yep.
Why is that so?
Well, a lot of persons are, continuing to shop. And I guess there's a lot of development going on in Grenada at the moment, which is good for the country as a whole.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, whenever you come by me, it has to be a special occasion. And in this case, you've come to promote that special that you have for mothers. All right, a Mother's Day sale. Tell us about it.
Right, so we're having a Mother's Day sale. It started on the 8th, which was yesterday, and it goes until the 12th. And it is on home appliances as well as kitchen appliances. And we're offering 10% off of all of those items. It's great for the mothers. We know that, of course, mothers are very important to our lives and to society. And we feel like, some mothers would appreciate just more than flowers and pampering. Why not give mom something useful?
Okay. That sounds interesting. Mothers, mothers, just sit back. I know the fathers, the husbands, the brothers, and so forth, the sons are listening, and so you just sit back and wait and see. So, having said that, what are some of the things, some of the items that will fall under these two categories, household and household items? And
we have household appliances as well as kitchen appliances, and we also do a few what you call personal care items as well.
Okay, so elaborate on that for us.
Household appliances would be like air purifiers, portable air condition units, irons, and so. And of course, we have a wide range of kitchen appliances, which includes things like electric kettles, microwaves, blenders, air fryers, which are now popular, waffle irons, pastry makers. We have kitchen machines, slicers, etc. And these can make, mom's life a lot easier and creative.
Okay.
For instance, something that a lot of mothers spend time doing is ironing clothes, for example. And we have those cool steamers, which, mom could steam the clothes and not have to have the tedious task of ironing.
Explain that.
Right? So
it's not ironing anymore, it's steaming.
Yeah. So you hang your clothes and you steam it, which, I'm just giving an example of a product that will make mom's life easier.
Okay.
It will definitely, be great.
Well, that ain't making mom life easier at all. I'm making my life easier too.
Exactly.
I don't have to fight to get the crease on my that's good.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And of course, in the kitchen, we have lots of creative kitchen appliances. We have a wide range of blenders. We have from your basic blender to more powerful blenders. We have up to 2,000 watt blenders. We have blenders that can also do soups. They're called soup blenders. So you can create your soup in just a few minutes.
Okay. This one you'd need to explain because soup is supposed to be cooked.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes. In the preparation,
okay,
the blender can handle all of those ingredients.
Oh.
It has the right type of blade that can blend up all those ingredients smoothly.
Now, I am intent on going healthy, right, or healthier.
Right.
And I want to juice all my things, my beets, my carrots, my celery, and so forth. Do you have juicers for that?
Yes, we do have juicers. However, we have been promoting the juicers so much that I believe that it's running out quite quickly, and we have been providing at least 3 or 4 different types of juicers where you can put all of your fresh ingredients in and get healthy juice, as well as, like I said, we have the personal smoothie blenders that you can, for the busy people who need to rush to work on the morning. Those are personal blenders that you can just put a few fruits in, vegetables in, you blend it quickly, and you carry the cup to work.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Those are very convenient.
Okay, so that sounds like me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so while we're talking, I could be sipping from my okay. All right. Now, it's important that you said that. Mother's Day, you have the 10% sale. Now, I am always looking out and looking beyond. Are we going to see a similar sale on it's Father's Day?
Yes, of course. For the fathers, it perhaps would be even better.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Yes, you can't leave us out. I mean, you look at the whole hoopla for Mother's Day. I mean, no pun intended, but there's you walk through the streets on the Mother's Day weekend, and you can feel the difference. And sometimes, a month later, the Monday comes and I say, but wait, no, yesterday was Father's Day.
That's very true.
Yeah. Are you a father by chance?
No, I am not.
Okay, a father to be. Cynthia Bay says, guess they have tools for Father's Day. Yes, Cynthia. One of our Facebook contributors is suggesting that they have appliances for tools for Father's Day. Bernadette Thomas Alexis says, good morning, Gordon, and the rest of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Martinique. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you. So, all right. So, in anything you want to highlight, I mean, firstly, where can someone who doesn't know about Southern Electrical as yet, now hearing this, where can they find Southern Electrical?
So we're located at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George's. We're located right after the license and inspection center. So that place where you go to do your license, your driving exam, and so we're located right after that. Okay. It's a big blue building, so you'll find us easily. And for those customers who are shopping online, you can go to our website, www.segrenada.com. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, where you will see a lot of our products. If you want to learn more about our products and what we have to offer, you can definitely see a lot of product videos and a lot of information on the great, amazing kitchen and household appliances that we have available right now. We have a wide selection that I'm sure you can find something useful for mom and something useful for the house that you can use right throughout the year. We have a lot of interesting stuff.
Okay, sounds interesting. All right, mothers, well, like I said, the mothers, you just relax. Maybe what you can do, there are some creative mothers nowadays, all right? They're listening to us, and what they'll do is they'll write a list of some of the things that they want and maybe push it on the daddy's pillow or somewhere where daddy would bounce up on it. So they're not really...
So men, I'll give you a hint. Some of the things that the ladies like, air fryers, I think is a very good choice.
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
Yeah, it's very
you
healthy.
use less oil, less fat, and it's very fast. You can make almost anything in the air fryer. The other day at home we made brownies in the air fryer and cookies, and it tastes very good. You can even do bread.
The air fryers, it's electricity based?
Yes, it is.
Okay, straight current?
Yes.
Okay,
so,
what kind of price range?
So we have different sizes, of course, ranging from about $250, $300, all the way up to $600. The bigger sizes is what we call the air oven. So, and we also have the XXL air fryer, which could accommodate perhaps a whole chicken.
Right.
If you want to stick a whole chicken in there and air fry it, it could accommodate that, right? So you can almost prepare almost anything in it. It's quite good. We also have a kitchen machine. So a kitchen machine is a combination of appliances in one. So you have a blender, you have a food processor, all in one machine. We also have deli slicers, so you can prepare meats in slices.
Wow.
If you do your bread at home, which is healthier, a lot of moms like to bake bread, and we have the slicers that will cut it nicely, like if it's a bakery, right? Wow. We have a 6-in-1 pastry maker, and this is something interesting because you could prepare waffles and other things in it. You can prepare donuts. You can even get pastries in different shapes.
Wow. Folks, I urge you, if you haven't been there as yet, visit Southern Electrical on the Dusty Highway right after the police inspection point, and you might just be surprised that some of the things that I'm hearing you mentioning there, I only see them on TV. These are things that are promoted in Safeway and Amazon and those places, yes. But you have that here?
Yes, we have it here, and I also guarantee you that the prices that we have are very comparable. Sometimes if you go on Amazon and you were to buy it, you'll find that it costs you more money than coming right here to Southern Electrical and purchasing it locally.
All right. Well, I do not have the time today, but definitely before the end of the week, I'm coming to look for that juicer and that air fryer. Yeah, definitely. Fathers, sons, brothers, uncles, please go on out to Southern Electrical and, find that special gift for the ladies. Mother's Day Sunday. This is your golden. In case you were wondering and scratching your head, what would I give her for? All right. And again, ladies, I give you the hint. Put it under the pillow. All right. Or push it in his pants pocket, the list of the things that you want. Let him feel his $100 note he has there. And when he pulls out, is a list of...
And of course, to the husbands, happy wife, happy life. And to the children, you don't want a miserable mother. And we all have to try our best this week to make the mothers happy.
All right. Okay, well, this is where we wrap it up. Is there any one last thing you would like to say before we leave?
Well, before we leave, I of course want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the GBN family from our Southern Electrical family. We sympathize with you, and we wish you all the best here at GBN. Stay strong. God is good. And we thank you again, GBN, for the opportunity to be here with you and share some of what we have.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan, and I do hope that Southern Electrical remains on top of the game as usual. And again, a final encouragement to the folks out there. We don't want any appliance for Mother's Day. A tip to the men. What do you want, a checklist? A checklist for the credit card or something?
Well, men, you have to know your lady. And if you know what she wants, but I guarantee you can find something at Southern Electrical. If it's not for the handy woman, if it's for beauty, we also do personal care items.
Right, okay.
So we have face brushes, etc. We'll keep the face nice and young, and we have an item that you can find for everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap it up with Mr. Llewelyn Duncan from the Southern Electrical. And folks, going out there and get your mother or your wife or your daughter, whatever it is, a special gift for Mother's Day. Mr. Duncan, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you
very much. And like I said, you will see my face before the end of the week. All right?
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Folks, we take a break. We'll be back after this.
Join us on Caribbean Medical TV as we discuss a topic close to the heart of our Caribbean people and hear the experiences from the leading experts in the region about heart disease, the major contributing factors, what to look for, and why we are seeing heart attacks in younger men and women. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
You know, one day I woke up and, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. Nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross? You start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
My granddaughter.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. The final moments of the conversation here this morning. And let's just have one or two calls because it's 3 minutes away. Good morning, caller.
Yes, Mr. Joseph. Greetings. How are you?
I am alive and well,
Listen,
citizen.
Mr. Joseph, so many interesting news items come out these days, but I want to focus on my pet peeve. Did you hear that report this morning? Wow, you read it, pardon.
St. Kitts and Nevis,
the
right?
Comments by the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. He don't know that we are not free, he said, because we still ruled by a king. You know, it is said, oh, what a tangle web we weave when first we practice to deceive. They're into 40 years of deceit, and he don't know. But I knew, got to know recently and so on, 7 years ago, that this deceit had been perpetrated over us. But hear this, I want to crown by saying this. Yesterday, even on a television program, on another television station in the island, of course, our King's Counsel, Mr. Jimmy Bristol, said these words in response to a question about independence. Look for it and play it. He said, oh, we can't say that was independence, what occurred in 1974, referring to that. That can be considered as political self-governance. Oh, he now know that? He now know that? Scribes and Pharisees, especially the Bar Association, they know we've been living in a fast for 50 years. They knew it. And a constitution that never was made into law, ruled by a king. But you see, he had to take the death of Elizabeth Regina II, may she rest in peace, and the rise of the high and mighty Charles Rex III. But the truth is coming out because they say whatever in the dark has to come to the light. It is written, not me who said. Have a nice day, will you, Mr.
You too, Citizen Rulo. Have a good one yourself. All right, Ernesto Jose. Today, when we have the NNP representative, please, GBN, open the phone line early and take our questions online. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, in the morning, listening and viewers as usual.
Very brief,
It always amazed me. When I first raised the issue of our lack of independence in 1994, when Mr. George Besson was throwing in, I was ridiculed even by people, by the host of this, of the program, to the point. So it means that our people are way behind the eight ball, and it will take 1,000 years before we wake up. Because it's not just in terms from the political side. We are invested in the language.
Okay.
The language we use is what we used to think. You cannot think without language, and we still have to get permission from them for meaning. Unlike Tanzania, who understood this and decided that all Tanzanians had access to a unifying language of Kiswahili, and here we really hear wobbling and babbling in the English language. Mr. Stanley Ford, the ex-teacher, when I first said that he was at odds with me, but later he told me he really understood because we don't have a language. We still have to get the language from them. We still have to get, in fact, one of the things is that the laws on marriage, we still have to apply their marriage laws. So everything is not just in the political.
Okay.
All the images. We still see Sunday the way they have presented Sunday to us. I mean, in terms of psychologically, there's a whole set of things we need to dismantle. Okay. And the political is just one aspect. Okay. But we need to go even the economic and psychological and social and all the other. We are really second-hand people.
All right.
Without a lot.
Okay.
Don't talk about the religion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, caller. And folks, this is where we wrap it up. Unfortunately, we're out of time. All right. We've got to go. We've got the BBC, the news from the BBC coming up. And thank you for being a part of the program. I want to say thanks to Mr. Lockiby for joining us from Ariza this morning, and also Mr. Duncan from Southern Electricl. Thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. Bye-bye.